Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Texture Blog. My name is Surajit Basak and today I'm going to show you how to install Vue CLI. So at first I'm going to show you a to-do list. For this I'm just going to show you the demo of our project. Then we are going to see how to install Vue CLI, and then we can use two ways to install the Vue project, and we can see the directory structure of our Vue project. Then we are going to install and configure the Tailwind CSS in our Vue project. Then we are going to start to create our Todo app. So for this, let's see in our browser that we have a simple to do application, and we have an input box, and you can see we have delete all button and mark all done button. Then we have another button to add a new to do. So let's see. Add a new to do. Okay, add a new input element, add a button to add a new to do, add two buttons. Now let's see if an user clicks on this. So you can see this means this item of this to do item is marked as completed, and now if you delete this item has been deleted from the to do. Now if I click on this mark all as done, so this all to do element is going to be marked as completed. Now if I click on this delete all button, so all to do items has been deleted. Now for this we have completed our demo of this project. Now let's see how can we install Vue CLI. Okay, so for this we need to go to the Vue JS docs, and we can click on this. So for using version 3 of Vue JS and going to the guide and then installation, you can use three ways to install Vue. For this you can import a CDN package on your web page. Also you can use it as npm, and also you can use CLI, command line interface. So for this I'm going to use this way. So you can use globally for Vue CLI, and you can use the yarn package manager, or you can use node package manager. I'm just going to terminate this process and then going to the CD desktop, and then you can use sudo command if you are in a Mac or Linux machine, and then sudo npm install -g, then @vue and CLI, and hit enter, and it will be installed on your machine. But if you are in a Windows machine, you don't need this sudo command. And I'm just going to close this as I already installed on my machine. After installing this Vue CLI on your local machine, you can install your new Vue project by using this command vue create and then the project name Vue to do. And also you can use browser based UI like this one, Vue UI, and hit enter, and it will open your browser on your machine. So as it's saying that I'm using version 13.13, so I'm going to terminate this, and I'm going to use npm use 14.15.1, which is a current LTS version, and then I'm going to use Vue UI. And it will open a new tab on our browser with localhost 8000, and you can see we have this Vue project manager, and we can create a new project by using this button, and then we can specify where we are going to install our Vue project. So I'm going to install our Vue project in our desktop folder. Then we are going to click on this green button. Then you can type the project name. So I'm going to type Vue to do, and you can use any package manager like npm, yarn or pnpm. So I'm just going to set this as default, and you have another options, that is override target folder if it exists, scaffold project without beginner instructions, and by default this two option is disabled, and the git repository, initialize git repository, which is recommended. So I'm just going to make it as enabled, and then going to click on this next button. You can use any preset you prefer to use. I'm just going to use default preset and going to create a new project. So it will take it some time to create our project, and in our terminal you can see the status of this process. So it will take some time, and I will come back later. So our project has been created successfully. Now we can go to the browser and you can see the project dashboard, and here I'm just going to read this. Welcome to our new project. You are looking at the project dashboard where you can put widgets. Use the customize button to add more, where you can use this customize button, and you can use this plugin updates. Here you can use vulnerability check, dependency updates, run tasks, newsfeed, like this one, and press done, and you can read right here, and everything is automatically saved. On the left are the different available pages. Plugins let you add new Vue CLI plugins, dependencies for managing the packages, configuration to configure the tools, and task to run scripts, for example webpack. Return to the project manager with the drop down at the top left of the screen, or the home button in the status bar at the bottom. So you can use this drop down button, or you can use like this one. Okay, so just going to click on this understood button, and then I'm just going to kill this process from terminal, Ctrl C, and then go to Vue to do, and just run npm run serve. So before doing that, I'm just going to the, so we have successfully installed our Vue CLI, and then we successfully also installed a Vue JS project, and we are going to see the directory structure. So for this directory structure, I'm just going to list out this, that you can see we have this babel.config.js, then node modules, we have package.json, and then package log.json, then we have public folder, we have readme.md file, and then source folder. So the public inside the public folder we have index.html file, also a favicon file. So if ls public, you can see we have index.html file and also favicon file, and if I ls to the source folder, you can see we have this app.vue, assets, components, and main.js. These two are files, and these two are directory. Now if I go to the just cat source main.js, you can see we are going to import a view from Vue, then we are going to import app view, which is this one, and we are going to say that view.config.production tip is equal to false, and then we are going to initialize our view with new keyword. Then we are going to render, and this is a function, this is a arrow function which is ES6 version, and then we are going to mount this view in our app ID, in our division element or any kind of element, and we are going to use this ID element. Okay, so just going to clear this. Now we need to open this project in our editor, and for this I'm just going to use Vim editor, or you can use Visual Studio Code or Sublime Text, any kind of editor. So here you can see, right here. So I'm just going to change it as directory structure, and now we are going to install Tailwind CSS. Before doing that, I'm just going to change something, that is assets logo.png. I'm just going to delete this, and then inside the components we don't need this right now, so I'm just going to delete this here. So and then we have app.view and we have main.js, and inside the app.view file we can delete all of the tag inside this tag right here, and we just don't need this id app. We can use class let's say bg white, and then height full, and then this one should be flex, and then justify center, and then items center, and then making another div with hello world. Save this file, and we just don't need this thing, and we're going to delete all of this. We also don't need this style, and we're going to see the file structure, and inside the source folder and inside the assets folder we're going to create a new directory, that is styles, and inside the styles directory we're going to create a new file, that is style.css. and here you can see here style.css file inside the styles folder. Now we need to see how we can install Tailwind CSS. We can close this. Now tailwindcss.com, going to the documentation and installation. There is some integration guide using Next.js, Vue 3, Laravel, Next.js, Create React App, Gatsby. I'm just going to use this one, install Tailwind via npm. For most projects, and to take advantage of Tailwind's customization features, you will want to install Tailwind and its peer dependencies via npm, like this one. But if you are integrating Tailwind with a tool that relies on an older version of PostCSS, you may see an error like this. Error: PostCSS plugin Tailwind CSS requires PostCSS 8. So in my machine I am getting this error, so I'm just going to use PostCSS 7. So here I'm just going to copy this command, not this one, copy. Okay, then in our just going to create another tab window, cd desktop, and then view to do. Okay, and I'm just going to use npm run serve for this to run the development server, and after that we are going to use another split window, and inside this project I'm just going to paste this and pressing the enter button. So Tailwind CSS has been installed on our local machine. Now we need to go. So install Tailwind CSS, it is done, but we need to configure our Tailwind CSS. Okay, so inside here we can go to the documentation page, and we can go to back. Now we need to have postcss config.js file in our root project, so we can create a file, post css config.js, and right here we can use const uh, auto prefixer require auto prefixer, and then const tailwind CSS require tailwind CSS, and then we're going to export. So module dot exports, I think this one, module dot exports is equal to, and then we're going to use plugins, and then auto prefixer, and then tailwind CSS, and just saving this file. And after that we're going to the style.css file, and after that we can copy this and paste it right here, and inside our main.js file we can import it like this one, assets, and then styles, then style.css. Okay, now we just also need another thing, that is this one. So you can use building your CSS like this one. So I just going to copy this module.exports using tailwind.config.js, which is need to be in our root project. So tailwind config.js, like this one, and let's see if any error showing. No, there is no error. So let's see, reload this. So something okay, now let's see in our project. So you can see font has been changed, and also we have this text which is item center, and this means our tailwind CSS is working. So we can cross this, install, and we need to create our new Todo App. So for this I can open app.view file, and after that we need to delete this, and after the div we are going to use class container and mx auto. Container means it will create a width of 1920 or something like that, which is in device width. I mean, you can see if I refresh this, and let's see body element, then we have this thing. I need to save this file. Okay, let's see. Container means with minimum width 1280, the max width should be 1280, and mx auto means margin left auto and margin right auto, like this one. Okay, so here after that we're going to create another thing, that is a div element with margin bottom 4, and then a form. I don't need this action, and then after the form we are going to use level, but just make a division element inside the form, then margin bottom 4, and then an input box, input type text, and I just don't need ID. And then placeholder, enter new to do, and then a class. I'm going to use, at first we need border, then border gray 300. Let's save this file. We have this new text box, and I'm just going to make this like this one, and we can also resize this, and we can close this. Okay, we have this input box. I can change the set wrap. Okay, and also we can border gray, then width full, and after that we can use padding 2 for both side. Let's save this file like this one, and for this I'm just going to make it as width 3/4 and MX auto like this one, and I'm just going to make this as margin top 4. Okay, after that we are going to create h1 element, Todo App, then class text 2XL, font bold, text gray 500. Save this. Okay, now we can use 600, and then margin bottom 3 and text center, and after that we need a button, so button type submit, then a class, and we are going to make it as rounded, and padding y 2, padding x 4, then width full, bg blue, or we can use indigo 400. On mouse over we can use bg indigo 500. Let's save this file. Okay, there is an error, I think. Not like this. Add to do, and text white. Like this one. If I hover here, so the color is slightly changes, and I just don't need this outline when the cursor focus is here, so we can change it. So we can make this as outline none. So if I click here, the outline is not showing, and also we can use focus border gray 600. Save this. So the border will change like this one, and after that we need to work on this logic that if this button is clicked, it will call a function, and it will render right here. So for this, in our export defaults, I'm just going to create a data method, return. Here I'm just going to use new to do, which is a blank, and then to do's, which is an empty array, and then we need to have a methods object, and here we're just going to use add new to do, and we're going to console log new to do this dot new to do, and after that we can use vmodel directory right here, vmodel, and the vmodel should be new to do. So let's see, and on our form we can use submit directory @submit, and we can use prevent to prevent default form submit, and then we can use this add new to do method in quotation mark. So reload it, and we can see in our console, hi there, hit enter, you can see new to do, hi there. So we can make a logic right here, if this dot new to do dot length greater than 0, then we are going to push this to do item inside our to do's array. How can we do that? This dot to do's dot push, and then inside the push we are going to use an object, and inside the object we are going to use an id, which is new date dot get time, and then the content, which is going to be new, not new, this dot new to do, and then done is by default false, and after that we can change this new to do to blank, and we need to focus whenever user clicks on this add to do, we are going to focus on this. So how can we do that? We can use a ref. So ref is going to be like here, ref, we can use any name, so we are going to use new to do, and then after making the blank we can use this $refs new to do dot focus. So save this file, and we can also console log console dot log to do this dot to do's. So let's see, add a new to do, press enter, and we have this, and content is add a new to do, done is equal to false, and id is a time, and then we can delete this, save, and I can reload this file. So you can see that is the project name is in title, so we can change it also. So how can we change this? Inside our public folder we have this index.html file, and you can see I'm just going to hide this, and you can see the title is going to be HTML webpack plugin dot options dot title. I'm just going to change this inside the plugin, that I'm going to make it as Todo App, and save this file. And here you can see the ID of app, and all of this data is going to render on this division element. So app.view, So after the add new to do, we can now we have we can see that our array is populated with the to do item, and we can go to our this division element, and then after that we're going to use division, and the we have a division element. We can use class width 3/4, then mx auto, and then margin top 2, and we're going to create an UL element, and here in the li element we're going to use v for to do in to dos, and we need also an index. Okay, so after that we can use index, and then after that we can use class flex align not align justify center, and then items center, and we need as we are using v4, so we need to use a key, because it will you can see elements in iteration object to have v bind key, so you can use v bind key, and here you need to use to do.id. Save this file. Okay, here it says index is not defined. Index is defined but never used, so let me change this. I will use it later. And then set wrap. Okay, and inside the li element I'm just going to use a division element, and it will have a class width 3/4, and then I'm just going to pass to do content, and we will have another div element, and it should have a button, so button, and we will give the class that is rounded width not width full, rounded bg red 400, on hover bg red 500, and inside the button we are going to use x, and then padding y 2 and padding x 4. Let's save this file. So you can see this one, and I think it should be text sm, text sm, save, and it also should be text white, okay, like this one, and we can use a border top and border gray 300. Save this, like this one, and also we can use padding for 2, like this one, and we can use margin top 2, like this one. I just need to use padding top 4, like this one, and after that we can use border B, then border gray 300, okay. We need to use another thing, that it is going to be margin bottom, so margin bottom 2, save. Let's remove it at first. Item center, save this file, and we are going to use this as text right. Let's see what will happen. And after that, add a to do item, so margin bottom 2, save. Like this one, you can use margin bottom 3. Okay, now make this text is going to be so longer. Okay, so if I make another thing, this is a huge text to be wrapped in this div element, so it is going to be wrapped right here. And now we need to use this button to delete the current element. So for this, here we just need to use @click directive, and here we just need to use delete to do with index, and we need to use this index here. And after that, we need to go and create a method delete to do with index, and then we need to use this to do's dot splice with index and how many item, and we are going to remove 1. So save this file, and let's see, here is another to do. Hit enter, click on it, and it will be deleted. If let's see if there is any error or not. Now if you don't specify the index here in your loop, if you don't specify delete to this one, so what will happen? So add a new to do, add. Okay, now if I click on it, it will be deleted, but there is an error because you see property or method index is not defined on the instance, but reference during render. Make sure that this property is reactive either in the data option or for class based components by initializing the property. So I need to use this index. So if you use this index and to do item and delete this, and it will not show this. Oh, I think I need to reload this. And delete. Let's see, you can see there is no error. So I'm just going to remove close this. Now you need to see I'm just used splice method. So what splice does, I'm just going to show you. Let's open inspect element and go to console. Let's say we have this array which has 3 0 object red 9 8. Okay, now I need to remove this value from this array, object value. So I need to see what is the position of this object inside the array. So always remember, in array every element starts from 0. So 0 1 2, 0 1 2. So this thing is should be 2. So we can use array dot splice 2, and you can see delete count. So how many item you need to delete from this position. So if you specify 1, only this element should be this value should be deleted, and if you pass 2, from this position 2 items, this means object and red should be deleted. So I'm just going to delete this only object, and you can see it is returning the deleted object. And if we use array, and you can see there is no object value inside the array. So you see how we can use the splice method. Now I need to close this, and right here, after here we can see add new to do. Now I need to show the cursor as pointer so that user can see this is clickable. So we can go to our this thing, like on this here I'm just going to use cursor pointer and save, and let's see, you can see the cursor is pointer. Now we need to use a method on click. So on click we are going to use toggle to do, toggle done. Okay, and then to do, we are going to pass this object here, and then we're going to use toggle done to do, and then we just need to use to do dot done equal to not to do dot done. Let's see. Hello there. Hi there. Now if I click on it, you will not see any changes, but if I console log to do, let's see, hit enter, click here, and inside the console we just need to open it. So we have this object, and we need to see add new to do, done is equal to true, and id is going to be this time from generated from new date. Okay, so this one. Now we need to show a line through right here. So in Vue there is very special thing you can use on it, which is a dynamic class. You can use the condition for this. So here I'm just going to use this one class, and then here I'm just going to apply this done class whenever to do dot done is the value. If the value is true, then it will show done class, and it will add it right here in our class. And if you want to add another conditional class, you can use exit and use another true or false like this one. Okay, so you can use many conditional class, and then we are going to see in our style.css, in our style tag we are going to use dot done, and then text decoration is going to be line through. Save this file and let's see. Add a new to do, hit enter and click on it. You can see this line through, and if I inspect this element, you will see that this done. And also you can use another thing, that is inside here you can use another conditional class, that is I'm just going to apply a new class like this one if this is true, and you can use any conditional statement here. And if I make it as like this one, click on it, so it should be there you can see new class already applied because this is true. And now if I am going to click on it, you can see there is done and new class. So this is awesome in Vue JS, and I think Vue JS is I think for beginner user, Vue JS is better than React. And here you can see right here, and you can remove this. Now we have completed this logic. Now we need to add two more button. So for this you can use division, then text right, and a button to 2. And for this the first thing should be delete all, then mark all done, and then the class we are going to use like this one, and going to paste here. Okay, now I'm just going to create another thing, that is class, and pasting right here. And this is going to be delete all, and going to use margin right to, let's see, okay, this one. And another thing, we are going to use the red to green, and after that this one, save this. Okay, and after that inside our division element we can use margin bottom 2, then margin bottom 2 we are using. So we need to use a click directive, on click delete all. Okay, and then here on click mark all done. So we need to create this in our, so delete all, and then we just need this to do's an empty array, so it will delete all of this, and then mark all done. We just need to for each in our this dot to do's dot for each, and then to do dot done is equal to true, like this one. So let's see. Hi there, a new to do, third to do, fourth to do. Now if I click on this mark all done, so you can see all the strike through is happening, and if you click on this, so all of this to do element has been deleted. Now you can see there is still this element is present. I mean to say, if you open it, you can see I just don't need to render this division element until it is populated with one element at least. So we can use a v-if directive here. So v-if, then todos dot length greater than 0, like this one. Only this thing you need. You can see now if I inspect it, you can see only this one. So this is the thing you can use if directive in here. And now let's see, go to market, do some exercises, add more thing to be done. Now click here, here, and then you can remove this, like this one. Now one more thing I'm going to show you is the Vue JS dev tools. So if you search for Vue.js dev tools, and you can click on it, and then you can install this Vue JS dev tools. So I have already installed, so it says remove from Chrome. Now in your project you can inspect, then click on the Vue. Okay, so in Vue you can see the file filter components, the component right here. We have root, then anonymous component. It is saying anonymous component because we didn't specify the name. Now if you make it as export default name app and save this file, now you can see this is the app component, and right here you can see data, new to do, and to do's array 0, and then we have used the refs. So you can see input element class we have used. So it is very handy for Vue.js development. Now if you I'm just going to make it as always on top, and let's see, add a new to do, so when I'm typing, it's also rendering the new to do. So it is changing the value of new to do, and I'm just going to click on this, add new to do. So you can see the to do's array which has contained add new to do, done equal to false, id is equal to this one. So now if I click this add new to do, you can see done is equal to true, and clicking, then you can see done equal to false. I'm just going to click add another to do, hit enter, and you can see we have this to do with two elements inside the to do's array, and you can see done equal to false. Now if I click on this mark all done, then you can see done equal to true, then done equal to true. Now if I click on this delete all button, so you can see all to do's has been deleted from the array. So this is the end of this tutorial, guys. Hope this video will help you to learn Vue.js, and please subscribe my channel for the upcoming video tutorial. Thanks for watching my video tutorial. Have a nice day.